So my topic for the project was organizational behavior, which has to do with people in organizations and how they behave given certain circumstances. And so what we look at here is that I have a 31-year career in management and executive management in corporate life. And this is what always happens when we have a brand new graduate. Somebody with a BA who is extremely confident that they can go ahead and solve anything. We gave them the first real problem, and this is their look. Huh? So what I thought about this particular project was, let's take what happens on a very normal basis when we get new people in management. They are faced with things that is really not, in their realm, has no answer. And this is the critical part. What we call here is organizational behavior modification. The real world term for that is, what should I do now? So what I wanted to do was to create a scenario in which the students have to do critical thinking. We talk a lot about critical thinking, but we build a framework so that they don't think, right? What we do is we build these frameworks in academic life in which we sort of say, you should think this way. So this project has to do with real life situations. It's a fellow named Ikai'ka, and it happens daily in terms of business. A really good long-time employee goes bad, and we have in this scenario a manager trying to figure out, this person's been good for a very long time, they've gone bad, what should I do? So I created a scenario that has a lot of different things hidden. Let me see if I can get this up. There was a number of things that's hidden in the scenario. And in this case, if you look, and I've done that on purpose, one of the things is the age difference between between the manager, Brian, and the employee, Ikai'ka. They're actually two different generations. So we look at a Gen X employee and a ending baby boomer manager and see how the interaction would be going. Other than that, we've also put towards the end that Brian is on a short list to be promoted. How would he react now that he's on a short list for promotion? And if he really jams up on this project, he may be taken off. And throughout this scenario, there are a lot of hidden things in which the student has to figure out what's the proper way. So when we look at the questions they should look at, it is so broad and it drives them crazy. For instance, what action, if any, should Brian take? Now the question was, if any. Does that indicate no action is appropriate? No. The other one, look, what timeline should establish? So what's the timeline? A lot of times we say you have to do this within this time. Managers in a real life situation have to figure out their own timeline. The last one, how would your response change if Ikai'ka was in a steelworkers union? This last sentence, when I do the project, I can take the students into different industries. And so it could be hotel workers, a union. So this is a way for me to move them into different scenarios as teams. So when we look at what are they supposed to be doing in terms of tasks, there's three. As a team, decide what the root causes is. And this is the critical part. You have to decide, not have a plethora of options, but you have to decide, select what is the root cause. The second part is you have to go and select what is the actual appropriate response. A lot of times when we say to students, why don't we write a plan, what we accept is a plethora of options. And when students go to work, what they have and they give their boss is a plethora of options, and the boss goes crazy. Tell me what you want to do. And this is the essence of this particular project, is they are given such broad looks at things, but they have to decide what is the appropriate action, what is the appropriate timeline, and on top of that, support your decisions. As an executive in professional life, I gave a lot of my managers the same type of, I guess what we say is report. Report to me what you're going to do about Ikai'ka. No further instructions. So what they have to do is to write up a report to me. Again, I'm not saying it's going to be 5 pages, I'm not going to say maybe 2 pages. They have to look for a professional to be able to support their decisions. And this is what this project is all about. In real life, there is nothing so concrete that you can find the answers easily. But if you are working at the skill of looking at things and thinking about it and thinking your way out of problems, then you're more likely to develop a critical thinking skills. And this entire project is based around you being able to think your way and to solve problems, because in real life, that's what people get paid for. They get paid for solving problems, not writing options.